So continuing with concentration, we have already done, that is mass percentage or volume percentage, we have done it, or mass fraction, we have done it. Clear? That is W by W, W by V, V by V, already we have done it. This we have done molarity, which is nothing but weight of the solute by molecular weight of the solute into volume of the solution in liters. That is, in other words, I can say W1 into 1000 by M1 into V in ml, where I said 1 you take it for the solute, and in the symbol 1 you take it for the solute and 2 you take it for the solvent. That means W1 is for the weight of the solute and M1 is the molecular weight of the solute. Clear? So similarly we have done also molality, we have done it. Molality is number of moles of the solute by weight of the solvent in kg. So number of moles of the solute will be W1 by M1 and weight of the solvent in kg will be W2, alright, in kg. So we can say ultimately the formula W1 into 1000 by M1 into W2 in grams. Clear? All these things we have done it. We have studied, we have seen the symbols. Now today we will continue from there itself. Now next we will come to the mole fraction. I told you the symbol already. Mole fraction is denoted with the letter X1. Mole fraction of what? Solute. See, 1 means always solute to me. Alright, I gave you already the last class. That is, 1 means it is mole fraction of solute. So mole fraction of solute means what? Number of moles of the solute by number of moles of the solute plus number of moles of the solvent. So any component, remember that, any component mole fraction you want to find it out. Any component mole fraction, that number of moles will be at the numerator and the total number of moles will be at the denominator. Listen carefully children, what I am saying. Any component mole fraction you want to find it out. Let us say there are 5 components are there. Let us say there are 5 components are there in a particular solution. So you want to find the mole fraction of one of the components. So whichever component mole fraction you want to find it down, that particular number of moles will be at the numerator and total number of moles will be at the denominator. Total number of moles. For example, last class I said you that suppose if you want to prepare a hand lotion, you are having the sulfuric acid, we are having glycol, we are having glycerol, we are having water, we are having NaOH. In this way you are having it. Suppose you want to find the mole fraction of sodium hydroxide. So it will be number of moles of sodium hydroxide the numerator, then total number of moles will be at the denominator. Total number of moles means number of moles of water, number of moles of sodium hydroxide, number of moles of glycerol, number of moles of glycol, number of moles of sulfuric acid. In this way you can say that. Clear? You will be adding it. Okay, understood? So here I have said you mole fraction of solute. So it will be number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus solvent. If I will say number of mole fraction of solvent, what it will be? Number of moles of solvent by number of moles of solute plus solvent. Alright, now this one I will simplify further. W1 by M1 divided by W1 by M1 plus W2 by M2, because number of moles, how do we find it out? Number of moles of solute, weight of the solute by molecular weight of the solute. Here also same thing, weight of the solute by molecular weight of the solute plus weight of the solvent by molecular weight of the solvent. Similarly, this will be W2 by M2 divided by W1 by M1 plus W2 by M2. Okay, this is the formula. Now, next is, after that, if I ask you what is x1 plus x2, what it will be? Let us add it. W1 by M1 by W1 by M1 plus W2 by M2. This is your x1. I have written it. Plus W2 by M2 by W1 by M1 plus W2 by M2. Now you can see the denominator is same, isn't it? The denominator is same. The numerator we can add it up. So if you add up the numerator, but it will be simple, we can say. Or if you don't understand this, you will say that how it is coming this particular one. Okay, fine. What is this one? W1 by M1. What is this? N1. What is this? This one is N1 by N1 plus N2. Similarly, it will be N2 by N1 plus N2. Now it is very simple for you. Denominator is same or not? You can see. So numerator also added. So numerator is N1 plus N2. So N1 by N2, N1 plus N2 plus divided by N1 plus N2. The answer is how much? 1. So hence X1 plus X2, the answer we got it as 1. It's a very important formula. Why? Because if you know 1, you can find the other one. Alright, suppose you know x1, you want to find x2. x2 will be what? 1 minus x1. Alright, so it is very important. This formula is x1 plus x2 is equal to 1. X1 plus X2 is equal to 1. This is a very important formula. Mole fraction of solute plus mole fraction of solvent is equal to 1. You got it. Very, very important. So, next, after that, we'll come to ppm. Next, after that, what does ppm stands for? Small p, small p, small m. Parts per million. Parts per million. ppm stands for ppm. Parts per million. Parts per million. So ppm is equal to, that is nothing but weight of solute by weight of solution into 10 to the power 6. Now why? Suppose instead of parts per million, if I ask you parts percentage, then what do you do? Into 100 you do, na? 10 to the power 2. Isn't it? That's it. So million has got how many zeros? 6 zeros into 10 to the power 6. Very simple. Understood my point? Suppose if I ask you to calculate the percentage, what you would have done? You are going to do into 10 to the power 2. 100. Isn't it? Now I am asking million instead of percentage. I am asking million. Million has how many? 6. So it is 10 to the power 6. Very simple. So similarly, suppose weight is not given, volume is given. So what it will be? Volume of solute by volume of solution into 10 to the power 6. It depends what you can say it is given to you. It depends. In the question whether weight is given, you will put the weight. If volume is given, you will put the volume. Okay. Now it does not have any unit. Remember that. That is your parts per million. You can see volume by volume cancel. Similarly, the other one is also mole fraction, but this is not having any unit. Clear? That's a fraction I am saying. Now next is, you might be thinking from where we are using this particular one. Parts per million. See, if you have seen the weather report in TV, especially in NDTV, you might have seen it, the weather report. Suppose in the weather report they are showing that in which city today is the most having the most what is that that is pollution. In which city the air pollution is maximum, in which particular city. So how do they measure it? They measure it in terms of million, because in that case normality, molarity, if you measure the concentration, if you measure the concentration of the pollutants in air, let us say, is that right? Then if you measure in terms of normality and molarity, molarity means the volume of the air will be how much? Volume of the solution means volume of the air will be how much? Maximum in liters. So do you think that 1 liter of air is there in the air, or 2 liter or 5 liter or 10 liter or 100 liters is there? No. Millions of liters are there, or more than that also. Nowadays instead of million, ppm, we come to ppt. PPT means not precipitate. Parts per trillion. Nowadays we come to it. Alright, nowadays we come to parts per trillion. Alright, so what will be the formula? That is million, billion and trillion. So 10 to the power 12. Weight of the solute, weight of the solution, 10 to the power 12. We will be getting it. Okay. So in this way, for that particular purpose, to measure the pollutant level in air, to measure the pollutant level in water, got it? Because in a river, water is not some liters, it is some millions or billions or trillions of liters of water there. There, how much pollutant is being present? In water, how much pollutant is present? In the river water or in lake water or in sea water, how much pollutant is present? How do you calculate the pollutant which is present in the river water or in lake water and sea water? How will you calculate the pollutant which is present in the air? Pollutant, you understand? Sulfur dioxide is a pollutant. Carbon dioxide is a pollutant. H2S is a pollutant. Lead is a pollutant. Alright, which is being present in the air. How do you calculate? We calculate by using this particular, what you can say, term, that is ppm, parts per million, or ppt, parts per trillion, or ppb, parts per billion. In this way we calculate it. Because normality and molarity, if you use to calculate, then it will be a very small unit, very negligible it will be. So hence we don't use that particular unit to measure the concentration of pollutants in water or in air. Have you got it? Where do we do it? To basically it is used to measure the what you can say, measure the concentration of those particular substances which are of very what you can say, smaller quantities, but the solvent is in large quantities. The solution is huge. Alright, so definitely it is air or nothing but it is water, we can say that. So basically for that reason I said, in the NDTV, if you might have seen the weather report, there you might have seen a bar graph they are showing it. And they are showing the bar graph, and the unit of that particular one is, unit means On the y-axis you will find they have written it as pp, that is ppm they have written it, or ppb or ppt they have written it. When they are measuring the pollutant level in different cities, that today in Chennai how much is there, what is the pollutant level in Kolkata, how much is there in Delhi, how much is there in Mumbai, how much is there, they measure it, they compare it, or different cities of the world also they do it. Alright, so in this way we measure the pollutant level. Alright, so there we use it, this particular one. So now this is your ppm that I said you. Next is we will come to, that is one is normality. The next is normality. Normality is denoted by the letter N, capital N, normality. So normality is nothing but number of equivalents. Number of equivalents of solute by volume of solution in liter. Number of equivalents of solute by volume of solution in liter. How do we find number of equivalents? Weight by equivalent weight. Weight of solute by equivalent weight of solute. I gave you the symbol already. Into volume in liters. V in liters. Alright, clear? Now, next is, you can see it here. Now, W is measured in gram, volume is in liter. Do you know what is this? I told you already. What is this? Strength. Strength of solution, which is in gram per liter. You can see weight is in gram and the volume is in liter. The strength of the solution by equivalent weight. This is also another formula where you use when the strength is given. When the strength is given, you will be using this particular formula. Or this we can simplify it further. How? Suppose volume is not given in liter. Generally it is not given. It is given in ml only or in cc. Suppose volume is given in ml. Volume means what? Whose volume? Volume of the solution. Remember always. So volume is given in ml. So how to convert the ml into liter? We'll do by 1000, isn't it? So it goes up into 1000. So this is the formula of normality. We can say that ultimately we got it. If this strength is given, then this formula I'll be using it. If suppose volume is given in ml and equivalent weight is given, then I told you about equivalent weight. Equivalent weight of an element is what? That is molecular atomic weight by valency. Equivalent weight of acids, that is molecular weight of the acids by basicity of the acid. Equivalent weight of base is molecular weight of the base by acidity of the base. Equivalent weight of salt is molecular weight of the salt by number of cations into charge on cations. And equivalent weight of oxidizing agent is nothing but the molecular weight of oxidizing agent by number of electrons lost or gained. So you will be using those formulas to calculate the equivalent weight of the substance, which you will put it here and you will get the normality. What is the unit of normality? It is nothing but gram equivalent per liter. This is the unit of normality. That is gram equivalent per liter. Got it? We can say. Or its unit is also capital N. Symbol is also capital N, unit is also capital N. Similarly, if I say one normal solution, means normality is 1. Similarly, I said in the last class also standard solution. Standard solution means what? Whose normality and molarity is known to us. Means whose concentration is known to us. That is called as a standard solution. So here if I say one normal, that means it is known to us. If I say binormal, means normality is 2. If I say trinormal, normality is, that is 3. If I say that is semi-normal, semi means half, normality is 1 by 2. If I say decinormal, normality is 1 by 10. Centinormal, 1 by 100, normalities. Got it? Understood now? Okay, this much. Thank you.